All right, this is just going to be a quick video to show you how to repair an Easycut, either 1000 series or 2000 series box cutter. If you're having some problems with it and for whatever reason the blade won't come out, or you've lost a blade, up in this section here where the blade goes in, which is easy to do because there's there's room. But I'm going to show you how to take this thing apart and put it back together. You're going to need a set of a screwdriver set that's really small, precision set. This is a cheap set from Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh. This is the see if it says anything, just a 34 piece Pittsburgh Pro. What you're going to need out of here is the 2mm screwdriver, which I've already got one sitting here. It's just a small, really small screwdriver, and it will fit all of the screws that are on this thing. You've got 5 altogether. There's one at the top, one here, one here, one here, and there's one on the inside. If you open that up, there's one right here. I hope you can see that right there. Okay, so first thing we got to do is take all these screws off. And this is made for a 3-sided screwdriver. So if you don't have a set of 3-sided screwdrivers, you can use this 2mm. It'll work, not very well, but it'll work. It's what I've got. So how many people have a set of 3-sided screwdrivers, right? There are 3 big screws and 2 small screws in this. So you want to, it's not that hard, but you'll have to remember, where they are. The 2 small ones, the one at the top is a small one, and the one on the inside where you open the cover up is a small one. So not too hard. Okay. Once you want to take all your blades out before you start this procedure, and I did do that. So make sure you have all your blades already out. This one's giving me a little trouble, but it's loose. It just don't want to come out. There it goes. Okay. Once you get all the screws out, the thing will come apart. What you want to do is you want to open up the cage for your extra screws. That'll make it a little easier for the thing to come apart. And then it should just easily come apart. One thing I didn't think about, you've got this little ring in the back. You're going to need to take that off. So before you take this apart, otherwise that's going to be holding things together. So you can just take that off. Now, let's see if we can't get this puppy apart. Anyway, oh, there we go. Now it's just being difficult. Why are you being difficult? Anyway. Okay, now we've got it in all its little pieces here. This is everything that you're going to need. You can see I had a little piece of paper up in this one. This is the opportunity I have to get everything cleaned out. So you can use a blower, you know, or something like that. A little small, you know, air can blower, whatever, to blow all the trash and stuff out of this thing. Usually what happens is you'll get a blade will be stuck, you know, on this front end. They get stuck down in that front end sometimes, and you can't get them off without removing the or without taking the whole thing apart. So a little bit of a pain. Yeah, a little bit of trash in that one. So like I said, this is a good idea to every once in a while just do a little maintenance on these things. I mean, they're easy enough to replace. They're not expensive, but why replace it if you can just fix it? Another problem that you will sometimes get on these things is the mechanism on the inside. You'll get a little something up in here. You'll get trash down in this compartment right here. So you can use a blade, you know, one of the blades that you're using, you know, to just kind of go through that and make sure it's clear. And you check both ends. You're going to have little pieces of plastic down in there, so you just have to kind of feel around in there, because it is difficult to completely get down there. If you get this out of whack and you don't remember how to put this part back, it's not hard. This is how it's going to go. And when you know it's correct is when you got a little seesaw effect like that. Okay. All right. Now let's put this thing back together quickly. All right. So you've got this. This is going to be your bottom piece. And the reason this is going to be your bottom piece is because of this little piece right here. This little bar that's sticking out right here. What that does, it goes on this hole. That hole right there. You can see that. That hole right there, that's what that goes on that bar. So once you get that on, the front piece has got a little hole on it, and it matches up with this little plastic bar right here. If I can point that out for you. A little plastic bar right there. All right, so put that on the front. There we go. Make sure we got this in correctly. And we'll get that little seesaw effect once it's working. There. Yeah. See how that's doing? And that's what you want. Once that's working, then you know you've got it correctly. This is the part that sets the blade depth, and there is a little spring that goes on that. Oh, doesn't spring off like mine just did. Anyway, yeah, that just goes on there. And the way this sits on, there's a little hole on this piece. Trying to show this to you. There's a little hole right there. That's what the bar of that sits down into, like that. If you can see that. So once you get that down in there, you may have to pull the mechanism out just a little bit so that you can get it pushed down. It's all got to go. Oh my God. It's not the easiest thing in the world, I'll be honest with you. And probably be something you'll be fighting with a little bit. Okay. This was supposed to be easy. I don't know what happened. This was supposed to be an easy task. Right now, it's not proven to be too easy. Okay. You can see I got that back together. Everything's where it's supposed to be, and that's working like it's supposed to. All right. Now, we have to put, this one goes up here. Yeah, that goes on that piece up there. See that? All right. This piece, it goes on the very front on that peg. All right. So there you go. And now we can put this back together. You're gonna have one piece left after all this, and it's this little retainer piece for your extra blades, and it's gonna go. It's got to go right into there. All right, and now it's completely back together, kind of, sort of. There we go. All right, let's get that. Yep, see? And before I put the screws back in, I will test it. I'll put a blade back into it. And as you can see, it is working. And now you got to do is just put the screws back in it, and you're done. There you go. You're welcome.